Next thing I'm going to do now is take off the transmission braces right here. Take off the transmission case and the gear assembly. And the way to do that is got to loosen up. We'll take off these 2 screws right here. These 4 screws right here. And then on the bottom, there's 4 screws. So what I'm going to do is take the screws off first from the bottom. They said there's 4 of them. That's 2 and 3. Now once I take this off, I'll basically have the rest of the back part of the chassis exposed. I can go on and clean it the rest of the way that I have to do, and only thing to be left is this part right here, which is the brake part and the arms for the steering of the servos, or the turning the servos, and also the throttle for it. Wow, I really do miss my hex driver, because I can do this a little bit faster than with this little Allen wrench right here. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. That's 2. 2 more to go. That's 3. That's 4. Then, like I said, I gotta take off these 2 that's connected to this little brace right here. Take them off. I'll just loosen up a little bit more. That's the brace. Take off the transmission case braces. And out it comes. And there you have it. The bottom part is basically exposed now. I just gotta clean it off. Right there. Disassemble this transmission case. Check the internals. Make sure the gears aren't stripped. Re-grease them. And then get up into this right here, where the gears are, the transmission part. Get up into that. That'll be the next part of the video. The next part is taking this apart right here. I'm going to start by popping out this little rubber washer, this right here, so I can get down to just screw this in there. Now the reason why this rubber washer is in here is like a spacer, and what that does is the shaft that's there, so the shaft won't wobble around. He has the that rubber washer in there to more or less keep the tension on it, which is what you kind of want when it comes down to your shaft turning. You don't want it to be wobbling around all over the place, because if you do, well, you'll end up maybe bending it or doing something real bad when the shaft comes off. I'm taking off the parts as we go, putting them right there, kind of in order as I take it off. That way I can reinstall it. That's the brake right there. Now we get to the transmission part. Now, in order for me to get up into this part, I'm going to have to take off this case top right here. Then I can have a free run at dismantling all of this right here. What I do is I got to take off these 6 screws that are here on the transmission case. Take them all, 6 of them off. And then I'll be able to see the out drives, the diff gear, the input shaft, see if anything is torn up on the inside of it, which we hope not, and so forth. That's 3. That's 4. 2 more to go. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. 5. 1 more makes 6. And there we have it. The case is now off, the upper case. I can get into this. I can check this all out. Looks kind of good. There's no grinding. The washers, the bearings look a little bit rusty. I'll take care of that. This isn't chewed up, but it is dry. So I will re-grease it. And there you have it. Well, I've taken apart the internals for this nitro car. We got the tranny case. We have the various parts that go to the shaft. We got the diff section right here. We got the transmission section right here. The clutch, the gears, the washers, various bearings, E-clips, out drives, and so forth. But this is the whole inside transmission for the rear. I've taken it apart. My next step is to clean off the various parts. The washers, they're a little bit beat up, so I'm probably going to go buy more washers for them. The clutch looks like it's in good condition. As you know, the gears, they're all chewed up, so I'm going to have to definitely replace them. And that is basically it for what I have observed with the dismantling of the rear transmission for this car. Well, I've put everything back together, starting with this part right here, the outdrive with the internal gears. I re-oiled the bearings on this side and that side, this side, that side. I clamped the transmission case, the bottom part. I clamped the top part, inside of it also. I rebuilt the whole transmission. I put new gears and I numbered them so that you kind of can see them when they're outside, what size they are. These are the two old ones that was all chewed up, ground up from rocks and whatever else debris that got up in there as the transmission was turning. The next thing I'm going to do is simply pop this on. I've greased up the input shaft right here, so that's lubricated now. Now I'm going to take and put the top case of the transmission on here, screw it back down, these 6 screws, and that'll be the whole transmission for the rear. The next part will be the brakes. I want to take and examine them, clean them off, and then reassemble them, and then we'll start the process of basically redoing the car back together, just like I did the front. Hopefully the process won't take that long. This is 4. I got 2 more to go after this one. All together there was 5 bearings that I re-lubed and one-way bearing, and I took care of that too. And there you have it. As you can see, it's moving freely. It's lubricated, so it's good. I use this oil right here for my bearings. This is a little tube of oil I got from a hobby shop. Can't recall where I got it from, but I've had it for a little while, and it does pretty good. It's got a needle tip, so you can get right up in there with where the bearings are located and do it along the rim of it and allow the oil to seep down into it. So that's that. Oh, this part right here, this part goes back on to the actual brake part, and what's that going to do is basically go across this bearing right here, and then that's going to keep that stationary along with the 4 screws that go right here that goes to the chassis.